Yeah, welcome to another series of teaching on tomato, brought to you by Agri Empower Television. This is another scenario of which you must painstakingly look at. Somehow, some people never take life as a process. And that is why we are taking it on step by step so that you can pay attention to what is essential and important and needful. So I will be talking about irrigation planning. Irrigation planning. So water is the lifeblood. Water is the lifeblood. Tomatoes are about 95% of water. So when we talk about irrigation, you know that it's water we are talking about. So it should be given. However, it is not just about giving water, it is about consistency. So tomatoes need water very well. And it should not be once in a while, it should be a continuous ever at the rate in which is essential. If it is more than, another problem may be. So that is why this essential need to understand and note what quantity, rate, at which of the intervals it should be. That what we will look into critically for you to have favorable optimal result. So let's look at the gold standard. The gold standard, we use drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is the gold standard. So very essential because it gives release just not too much quantity of water. But not everybody may have it, so we still have the alternative so that you may able to as well measure up to. But that is the real standard that will give you the maximum outcome and the quality and the quantity and overall essential that will not be shooting, which is under your control. Why? It delivers water directly to the roots. This process delivers water to the root to reduce the water waste, which may be used by other by 70%. So denying them of the 100, allowing only 70, at least the plant can use 70, only 30 of that quantity released at that material time is a bit with it, and preventing leaf disease because it is not to the leaf, so there is no room for bacterial wilt to have actually taken up, so it reduces leaf disease since the leaves stay dry. 2, practical tip on this: if the budget for you for this irrigation process which we are highlighting is tight, you can go for perforated hose. Perforated hose, which is put hose and then water can flow in, so you must arrange it tactically to fit into your game or your production processes. So hose method or bucket irrigation, but always apply at the base, never from above. So allowing this process, which is to manage your capital base for starting out, it is essential you note this fact that you must not allow water to come, don't pour it around, but let it be from the root. Number 3, the critical window establishment, week 1 to 2. That is the critical window. Now, light, frequent watering, not heavy, to keep the young root from drying out. Light watering, not just putting water because it is said give them water, not too much, but just to keep the young root growing. Then this another number 2 on that critical is windows is fruiting. This is from week 8 plus. From week 8 plus, that is when it's fruiting. That establishment, it is when it's now becoming the plant indeed. But now this is fruiting stage where it will deliver your gold. So this is the danger zone. Very key, because this is where you are trying to get to the edge of expectation be met. So if you let the soil dry out and then flood it, the tomatoes will crack, so skin split. You will discover that the skin of your tomato will split. Why? At the point they heavily need water, you have flooded it, and now it has so dry before you need it. You give it consistently at a specific rate, so it's not to allow it to dry and it's not to allow it to flood it. So it is just the quantity they needed in a consistent manner. Not so if you do it, you just wake up from somewhere and pour enough water, when you discover that it has been dried, you are creating more problem. Though you are solving a problem, but you have created a problem again to solve. So that is one thing that is there. So you don't need to do that at all. Just maintain your consistency and be enough. 3, water quality. Not all the water that is essential. So test the source of water. If water is salty or your water is hard water, it can block the drip from allowing water to drop down, and stop. That will make the plant not to have access to water, and growth will be impaired. Now let's look at during fertilization planning on irrigation. Fertilization planning on irrigation. So when the plant is planted, the soil must be enriched, so that the plant can see food to eat and grow and give you what you expected. So fertilization is enriching the soil for food which the plant will eat. So and water is essential because they need this thing to be dissolved. So feeding for profit, this is the process. You are feeding for profit. So a fertilizer plant is a calendar, not a reaction. It's a planned arrangement, not a reaction. You don't wait for leaf to turn yellow to feed the plant. You don't wait until somebody is fainting or dying or getting weaker to provide food. It's a consistent daily basis. So the plant. Now look at foundation, basal application. Now what do we do? At this time, at the beginning of the plant, the fertilization, you will need organic manure. Organic manure, you got it from poultry or cow. Then you can add NPK 15-15-15. That is at the basal application, that's the foundation. Then you can as well, number 2, before and during transplanting, during transplanting to take it down to the main feed, this build the plant skeleton. This you will do continually on that time to help the plant to have a structure of its own. Now on 2, which is of the fertilizer planning, is top dressing. That is, now we call it growth and energy. Top dressing. We know at the plant and that growth is a point that you will need to begin to blend flowering. So that is top dressing. Number 1, the nitrogen phase, urea or can apply 3 weeks after transplanting. After transplanting, in 3 weeks of it, you apply this. Then at the fruity phase, which is the key moment, now potassium nitrate and calcium nitrate is necessary. These are the secret ingredients for heavy, sweet and firm tomatoes. So these are what you will need. I will say it again: calcium nitrate, potassium nitrate are very essential at it. Then you can as well use foliar feeding. Foliar feeding, that is the vitamins slot or shot. So what do you do with it? Now liquid fertilizer, spray directly on leaf. The liquid fertilizer, spray directly on leaf, very essential. Why? Fast acting, best use during flowering. Best use, not at any stage, as we thought at the point that we do a lot of research and see best use during flowering to give the plant an immediate boost of micronutrients, that is boron, zinc, and magnesium. So this is at the flowering time. So Agri Empower will give you integrated plan, which you can use. I call it the 1, 2, 3 rules. The 1, 2, 3 rules. So to make it more of practical, let's look this formula. 1, analyze. So dig the soil. As you see, just get the soil. If the soil is sandy, you need more organic manure. If the soil, I'm giving you a practical something. As you put your hand to the soil and you discover that the soil is sandy, that means you need, because sandy soil will drain water. In that case, you need organic manure to hold water. If it is clay, you need better drainage. So better drainage. If the soil is sticky to your hand, then you need better drainage to allow water to flow all through. Now, schedule. Now this is, I told you 1, 2, 3. I'll give you 1. The 2 is schedule. Set a fixed time for irrigation. You should not be watering anytime, but at a point in. So even our life is conditioned. We will say to eat 3 times in a day, but in most cases 2 times. Why we are programmed, e.g. 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. because it is never good for in the afternoon. Never water in the afternoon heat. You will cook the root, because the sun will water and heat the root, and you will not be able to enjoy eat the food. You know, even a hot food, most of you cannot eat it. So the plant is a living thing. Tomato is a living thing. So 3, which is number 3 rule, monitor. Check the terminal bud, the very top of the plant. If it's deep green and thick, the feeding is working. If it is thin and pale, increase the nitrogen. So that is what I will tell you at this one. Next, I will tell you harvesting time, which is in everything. On the next, I will tell you on that. Thank you. Please, you do yourself good to subscribe. Many of you have not subscribed. You are commenting. You are telling me, do well. You call, send text. Are you high? But the best is for you to subscribe. You get the best. And go and do practical experiment and see to it. I want you to be a part of food security in Nigeria and beyond. Thank you.